Hey, closet dwellers and bold move makers and people living their life uncloseted. It is time once again for an uncloseted riff and rant, and I am sick of the excuse making. Not only my excuse making, but hearing all the excuses going on in the world right now about why things are the way they are. And you know what? As someone who was a teen and a kid and an adult and a divorced guy and all these sort of things, a parent to two kids, man, I know I can be a huge excuse-making machine. I was an excuse maker at times in my career, and all of this happened because, well, I made it a busyness thing. What do I mean by busyness? Well, it's kind of like this. I know busyness isn't a word, but I got so busy making excuses, I didn't get anything done, and then I couldn't get my shit together. And what I learned from that is the more busy I was making excuses, the more things got in the way. And the more things got in the way, the more I didn't feel good about myself. And I'm not pointing the fingers at anybody in particular. I am telling my truth, my story, because here's what I learned. I started to learn that I was, kind of suffering. I had the sickness of excuse making because I wouldn't permit myself to do anything other than make excuses. And so what I had to do was I started having to permit myself to stop making excuses, to quit sitting on the comfy couch of life and go, this is so much easier to make an excuse of why things aren't happening. And then what I realized, okay, give yourself permission. And now we're kind of back to the permission thing. But I gotta give myself permission to quit making excuses. Another thing that I found out too was a symptom that I noticed about myself when I was in the excuse making machine mode was I actually kind of relished the overwhelm. I know that sounds crazy, but sometimes when we get into the excuses, it's because we're so overwhelmed. We're like, okay, I'd rather be overwhelmed than have to figure out what to do. Okay, so I know I just kind of threw my interesting little gay voice there, but it's funny how that works. We suddenly okay, I'm so overwhelmed, and as long as I'm overwhelmed, then it helps me make excuses, and then I don't have to take action, because if I take action, something might happen, and then I might be at risk, and then I might feel like, oh my God, what am I doing? This is really scary. Get over it. Quit overwhelming yourself. Quit making excuses and do something. Now, I'm not throwing mud at y'all because I've been there. But the thing is if you do this, you are responsible. And it's time for you to wake up. Our own excuses and the lack of action, direction, ambition, motivation, those are the things that cause us to make excuses. So for instance, if you make an excuse, how do you feel? Well, maybe you feel good. If you make an excuse, maybe you feel bad. But the truth is, this excuse thing should in some way make you want to cringe. Because it's killing who you are. It's killing your mojo. It's causing you to not get done what you really want to do. So what I'm going to challenge you to do is take a hard look at what makes you cringe in the gym of your life. Yes, I said the gym of your life, because life is a complete workout. But what I want you to try to uncover and to discover is, how can you quit making excuses? In fact, if you could come up with 3 ways this week to quit making excuses, how different would your life be next week? Because I want you to break it down like a badass Beyonce song and get moving and quit making excuses. Just come up with 3 ways to quit making an excuse. I can make an excuse for why I'm not going to the gym. I'm tired. My shoulder hurts. And, my foot's hurt. Okay, fine. But what can I do to get some exercise? Well, you know what? My shoulder's hurting. My foot is hurting, but that doesn't mean I can't do some sit-ups. Just because my foot's hurting, maybe I can't run, but maybe I can go walk. Just because my shoulder's hurting doesn't mean I can't lift weights, but I can definitely get in there and work other body parts that have nothing to do with my shoulder. You see, when we find the avenue to quit making excuses, we can still get stuff done. So go out there, quit making excuses, and start living your life boldly and living your life uncloseted. Now, again, I'm going to give you just a little quick reminder. We're doing the 300th episode. I would love to have 300 voices telling me the bold move they're going to make in the next year. And if you want to be one of those voices and featured on the podcast, shoot it over to me. Shoot it to rick@rickclemens.com. Grab your phone, record yourself saying, I'm Rick, and my big bold move is, or my bold move this year is going to be, and we're going to feature it on the podcast. And I'm so excited to do this. I think this would be really cool. And you know what? If we can get 300 voices, I am going to be thrilled. Because I think it'll be so inspiring. You can tell I'm so excited. I'm like just tripping over my own tongue right now. But wouldn't it be cool to hear at least 300 people saying what their bold move is for the coming year? So that's it. Be a part of it. Be a part of my celebration for the 300th episode. And we will be back with you again with another Uncloseted Riff and Rant in just a week. So take care, everyone. Have a good day, and never stop stepping out, stepping up, and stepping into living your bold life, making those bold moves, and living your life uncloseted.